Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Patreon podcast. This week I wanted to talk about something that's also pretty obvious, but also incredibly necessary, and that is embracing your free time. This is, of course, assuming that you do give yourself free time, and that's really the crux of this conversation, where it's important to give yourself flexibility with your schedule, where you can take a little bit of time off to relax and decompress and and make sure that you understand everything that you've learned recently. I mean, going back to last week's Absorb and Filter, it gives you a chance to filter and kind of let all of the new ideas percolate. It gives you a chance to take a breath and allow yourself some time to decompress after the projects you've been working on. And I'm notoriously bad at this. When I finish a project, I want to start the next project right away, without any downtime, without any time for a post-mortem or any time to absorb and filter all the stuff that I learned through the last project. I just want to keep moving. Or worse, I never give myself free time to just relax. And I think that it's really important to give yourself this flexibility for a lot of different reasons. Primarily, and the first one is you need time for that decompression. You need time to take a breath, to step back from your work, and to just let it breathe. Like, it's important for that. Beyond that, it's also important to give yourself free time in the instances where a project that you have scheduled goes over time. So you're not bumping one project up immediately against the next one, because if something takes a little longer than you expect, you have some flexible time in there that allows you to finish that project without compromising some of your client's expectations. But that time shouldn't be used specifically as overage time. When you're scheduling your work, you should take that time into account. Usually unexpected time is like 20% or 10% of whatever you say it's going to be. Sometimes it just takes a little longer to finish something. But ideally, this extra time is for you to relax, to watch Netflix, to binge a show, to maybe read a book, something that's non-educational, and just try to, decompress. I'm saying decompress a lot just because that's really how I treat it. And it's important to do that, to not just be your work. It's important to be beyond just your work, and so you can grow as a person. I guess that's kind of what I'm coming down to on that. And that's really it. It's good to keep this in mind. It's good to give yourself a little bit of a break between projects. Heck, it's good to give yourself a little bit of a break during the day. When I schedule my days out, I have to very consciously keep in mind that maybe I need to take a nap somewhere during the day, just because I get up very early. Or maybe I want to, work for a couple hours and then watch a show and hang out with my wife and do that kind of stuff. And I have to make sure that I schedule that I schedule consciously, but I put that kind of stuff into my schedule. So I'm not just feeling beholden to the work that I need to do all the time. So yeah, it's just so valuable to schedule time, and it's so easy to forget to do it as well. And that's the real big problem with being a creative person, where you are your own boss, and because of that, you make your own schedule. And the boss version of you doesn't necessarily always understand what the employee version of you really needs. And sometimes that's a break. And I feel that that's completely okay. Like, I know there's a lot of people on social media who are always talking about being on the grind and always working. And I can respect that, but I also feel that it's a little disingenuous on their part, because they sleep sometime and they eat sometime and they probably take breaks. And yeah, I know that people can be busy. Like my 2017, my 2018 was incredibly busy. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I didn't take time off to spend time with my wife or to watch a show or to have a nice dinner. So don't believe what people say on social media. I guess that's another takeaway from this, but I'm sure you already knew that already. So that's all I had for this episode. Go take a break. Go sit and read a book. Go watch a show. Thank you so much for being a patron and supporting this campaign. And thank you so much for listening. And I'll see you in the next one. Be remarkable.